It looks like we're at about, what's it, part 9 now, my Columbine series. So that means I've been at this for about 2 months now, I guess. So I do want to thank all of you for staying with me this far. I went ahead and discussed a lot of, I discussed the shooting itself. I went through the summer afterwards. I discussed, of course, him, because he was a big part of what happened after the shooting. But I'm gonna go ahead this week and just discuss this going back to school itself and what life was like going to Columbine after the shooting. And there's also a few other things that I left out in the excitement of telling the story. So I'm gonna go ahead and backtrack a little bit and give you some more details that I might have left out in my previous videos. So I'm gonna go and start out with that 2 week lull between the shooting itself and starting to attend Chatfield. Like I said earlier, there's the memorial at the Bulls Crossing Theater, and of course there's the whole thing about going to Chatfield, getting our school supplies and everything. And one other thing that happened during that 2 week lull was one of the local churches. Now I'm not a big churchgoer, but I'd gotten word that one of the local churches was making comfort quilts for the Columbine survivors, and so it was within walking distance of me. So one morning I decided to just go ahead and just take off towards this church to go see what there was to see, pretty much. And I went down there, and there's these middle-aged ladies and old ladies that are all sitting around in the church room making these quilts, and they had some set out for people to look through and take. And I went ahead and looked through them a little bit, and I chose one for myself, and I actually still have that quilt to this day. Just like with my stuffed animals and Chloe and everybody, I do still have it. So let me go ahead and bring that out here for you to see here. Here's my quilt here. It's not really big enough to snuggle with. It's mostly just to have, pretty much. So I can't say I've ever really snuggled in it at all, but I do just have it around just cause. So let me go ahead and put that back. So yeah, I do still have that around. And also I'm one of the geeks who has to have the yearbook for every year. So I have all of my yearbooks dating back from middle school. And usually I'm pretty good about ordering my copy at the beginning of the year, but my sophomore year when the shooting happened, I had not ordered it. I ordered it late, so in May, when everyone else got theirs, I was one of the ones who was left out because I ordered mine late. So the kids who ordered late ended up not getting theirs until July, and I believe it was actually July 19th, my birthday, when the books came available. So this was during Mike's initial visit. So he took me over to Clement Park, where they had this little tent set up where they had these box of the yearbooks. And what was interesting about the yearbooks from this year was that instead of it just being a plain old cover, they had this little cutout in the lower right corner, and they paste your picture in there. So let me go ahead and show you my sophomore yearbook here. So here's me as I was in about August 1998 when this picture was taken. So let me show you. Here's me. Let me go ahead and take off my glasses here. Just show you. Proof that I did not age. There you have it. I'm a fairy. And one thing that I did after I got this yearbook, I went through it. Well, the initial thing about there's a little bit of a hullabaloo about the yearbooks when they first came out, because when the shooting happened, they had already gone to press, so there was no time or money to be able to reprint the yearbook. So this yearbook actually does have all of the victims still in it. It also has Eric and Dylan in it as well. And I took the liberty of going through my yearbook and putting pink hearts around the pictures of all the victims who were pictured in there. And then just before school started again at Columbine, the Rocky Mountain News sent letters out to everybody, to the Columbine survivors, because they wanted to get a picture of all the library survivors together. And so the Sunday before school started at Columbine again, a small group of us, we got together, got a picture taken, got an interview, and I actually still have that paper as well. And one of the shirts that everyone got, in addition to all the religious shirts, was everyone got a We Are Columbine shirt with a We Are on the front and Columbine on the back. They had me keep my We Are part in the front. The other kid who came with wearing his We Are Columbine shirt, they had him turn it around so the Columbine part was in front. So they arranged us. So there's me with the We Are part and the kid next to me with Columbine. If you can look over here, a couple spaces to over here, there's going to be Patrick Ireland standing right here with his arms crossed. And I actually brought my yearbook to that photo shoot, and Pat actually ended up being the very first one to sign my yearbook. So let me go ahead and look at what he wrote here for you, so I can go ahead and show you here. Okay, here it is. So let's see. I'm going to show you that here. It's up here in the corner here. I'm going to give you a second to read it that. Maybe it's a dark sense of humor or just being hopeful, I don't know, but there's his right there. And he discussed with me about how he was in rehab all summer and how he had to learn how to read and write all over again because of him getting shot twice in the head. And looking at him, you couldn't really tell anything was wrong. I mean, he had a plastic brace on one of his legs that only covered him from the knee down. But other than that, he looked great, actually. I was really surprised. And after school started, I believe I also had Miss Nielsen sign as well. So let me go ahead and find that for you here. Might be in the front. Excuse me one sec, guys. Here it is. So I got Miss Nielsen's right here. Not Jade. Let's go ahead and get... And Miss Nielsen, she initially did come back at the beginning of the school year to teach again, but very quickly decided that she needed to take a leave of absence for that fall. Just go ahead and just think over things, just take a break pretty much. And it was just supposed to be for the fall, but she never did come back. As long as I was at Columbine until I graduated, she never came back. So I don't know if she ended up teaching somewhere else or what, but as far as Columbine goes, once she went on that leave of absence, she never came back. And I'm gonna back up again here because I just remember something else that happened. While we were all at Chatfield, we all ended up getting bused over to Dakota Ridge High School one day because Bill Clinton, who I want to say he was still the president at the time. I don't remember. Yeah, I think he was still the president at the time. He came over to Dakota Ridge High School and gave everyone this, he was going to give this inspirational speech to everybody. So we all got bussed over to Dakota Ridge High School. And I remember sitting there in the bleachers waiting for him to come out and do his thing. And I noticed this line of kids behind me trying to get his autograph from this adult who was sitting right behind me. And I turn around and I look at him. I'm just like, are you a politician or something? And he's like, no, I'm the governor. It ended up being Governor Bill Owens. So I ended up getting his autograph as well. I still had that in one of my scrapbooks that I don't have handy right now. But I do have his autograph. And as far as Mr. Clinton's speech, I don't remember a darn thing about it. I just remember it being monotonous, and I was nodding off while he was doing it, so I can't really give any specifics about that speech there. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, let me think here. Going back to school that first day, I remember everyone being in the student parking lot, kind of having like a student rally assembly kind of thing. And everyone yelling out, "We are!" And then a bunch of us yelling, "Columbine! We are! Columbine!" That whole thing. And everyone was wearing their We Are Columbine shirts. Pretty much everyone was wearing their We Are Columbine shirts. And I remember we went into the school, and everything had been remodeled. They replaced all the tables and chairs in the cafeteria, redid the cafeteria. And I noticed that on the main floor of the school, it used to be all carpet, but now it was replaced with tile floor. And this is one detail I left out about my trip back to the library with the sheriff's department, was that on my way to the library, I noticed this trail of a cutout carpet leading from the library over to the science hall, and I realized that was where Mr. Sanders had been when he'd been dripping blood on the way to the science room 3. So there's this trail of a cutout carpet all the way over to science room 3, and I guess they didn't want that carpet there anymore, so they just ripped out all the carpet from the entire main floor, replaced it all with tile, very slippery tile. And everyone was abnormally nice, I want to say, because I guess everyone was kind of paranoid about being the one to set somebody off. So, after the shooting at Chatfield as well as at a Columbine the following fall, everyone was really, really nice. It was actually kind of creepy just because it didn't seem quite natural. I mean, it wasn't like people were being fake or anything. I mean, it was really, really nice not having to worry about getting teased or anything, but at the same time, it just felt weird. And as time went on, as kids started graduating, that a whole nice atmosphere kind of lessened a little bit as kids came into the school who hadn't been there during the shooting. So by the time I graduated Columbine, things were more or less back to how they felt before the shooting, was just people just being teenagers, just acting the way that teenagers usually do. And that newspaper cover I showed you was the first time that I was on the front cover of a newspaper. My second time was actually a few months later, in December '99 when our football team went to state to compete for the championships. And me and my mom and Joe, we all got interviewed about our opinion about the whole sports thing and how the school was all excited to be in the state championship because it was a whole thing like, oh yeah, the school's gonna come together and we're gonna be champions. We're gonna go and get past this whole shooting thing. So that's pretty much what everyone was all focused about at school. And so me and Mom and Joe, we got interviewed about how about this whole overemphasis on the sports culture at Columbine. So let me go ahead and grab that paper here. Like I said, this is from December '99. So let me go ahead and show you this paper here. There's Mom and me and Joe. And once again, you can see I'm not wearing my glasses. And once again, you can see that I'm a fairy because I have not really aged at all since my sophomore picture the year before. And again, here's me without my glasses here. I am a fairy. What can I say? I was 16 in that picture. And there's a whole thing in here about me like being in the choir and having to escape the library and all that. And yeah, I did join the school choir my junior year in high school. I stayed through junior year and senior year just because I told you before I like singing, so it was a nice outlet to have. And also I started taking a photography class as well. And well, there's a few things about the school year that I do want to discuss. I'll go ahead and save that for the next video, though. I'll go ahead and cut it off here. And I'll go ahead and get on to 9B in a minute here, okay? Thanks, guys.